Hello, and welcome to a GarageBand song creation tutorial. Today we will be going through the process of creating a track in GarageBand, from downloading the software to exporting your beats, in 10 easy steps. Now, let's get started. This is what you will need. Step 1 is to install GarageBand. Now, GarageBand should come pre-installed with most Apple products, but if it has become uninstalled or you can't find it, it can be easily downloaded from the Apple Store, the Apple App Store, onto your device. GarageBand is an Apple exclusive software. However, there are alternative options such as Soundtrap, which can be used through a browser, FL Studio, which is used to make a lot of video game music, and Adobe Audition if you have access to the Adobe suite. Step 2 is to open GarageBand. This is a little warning right now that this is a Mac-specific tutorial. I'm using footage from a Mac, however, the steps should be overall the same. Go ahead and double-click on the shortcut of the software to open the application. And you can explore these extra tabs for lessons, templates for projects, and past projects if you already have them. However, step 3, we're going to create a new project. So go to the New Project tab, adjust the project details. You're going to see tempo, the key signature, the time signature, input and output device. These should all be okay starting out. If you know the specifics that your project is going to need, you can go ahead and change them here. We're going to choose Empty Project. Step 4 is to choose a track type. Now, if you're going to use the software instrument track, this is going to be for inputs used through the USB or for MIDI instruments. I have a MIDI keyboard right here, which is a little electronic keyboard. The audio or mic track is used for audio files if you're working from a predetermined set of audio sources or an audio library, or if you're wanting to do recording through your mic. The second audio track, which you'll see has a guitar and amp. By the way, you can read the description under each track if you forget. This will be for recording guitar or bass audio. The drummer track is used to create and adjust automatic drum tracks. Now, you'll only need to adjust the details for the output if there is a specific set of headphones or speakers you're trying to connect to, or the details for the input if there's a specific device or instrument you're trying to input into the device you're working with. Step 5 is going to be to add your tracks. So first off, we're going to select a drummer track. Go ahead and find a drummer. This will be a person, and this is where you get most of the style. So there are rock styles, pop styles, just depending on the type of song or the type of feel you're going for. You're going to next want to find a sound. This will be sort of the effects placed on that drummer. Now you're going to want to adjust the rhythm and intensity. You can see that the drum track can get louder or softer. It can also get more simple or more complicated, depending on where on this graph you place this little dot. Finally, for the drum track, you're going to want to select which parts of the drum are playing. And once you have adjusted all your preferences the way you like them, you should be given an automatic track that will fit your needs. Next, to add a loop, which is a pre-made track, you're going to want to select the audio track that has the mic on it. You're going to open the Loops tab, which can be found right here. Go ahead and search for a loop that you like. You can sort by instruments or different preferences. You can also click on the tracks to hear what they sound like. But find a loop you would like to place into your project. Click and drag it on over into that mic track. Step 6 is going to involve recording audio. You're going to select the software instrument track. Go ahead and choose a sound from your library. If you do have a MIDI keyboard, you're able to play a variety of different instruments, as you can see here. You can also, on that specific sound, adjust the specific effects or the details of that sound. You can go ahead and, before even recording, adjust your preferences. So if you would like a count off or a metronome while recording. And here on this LCD screen, you can change how you will be viewing your project. Go ahead and click on this red circle or press the R button on your keyboard to begin or end your recording. You can also use the space bar or play button to play back that track. Step 7 is to add effects. If you go to a selected audio track, this is usually for specifically the recorded guitar or bass, but you can see even with the loop that I have added, I can select a certain effect. I will just find one that I like and add it to the audio track. Step 8 is to move or edit your tracks. Click and drag on the track to move them where you would like. If you move your cursor over this loop icon on a specific track, you can extend or loop that track and it will continue whatever you've recorded. Use the shortcut Command and T to cut a track. You can double click on a recorded track to move individual notes by clicking and dragging them. Or you can drag your cursor over multiple notes to select and move a group. Use the nifty shortcut of Option, Shift, and up or down to move up or down the octave. If a certain track that I've recorded sounds too low or too high, without changing the actual notes, I can use this shortcut to change the pitch. Step 9 is going to be to adjust the levels. By pressing A on your keyboard, you should see that you are now able to adjust some new levels on the tracks. So go ahead and click on the track that you want to edit. There are a couple different options here for what you want to edit specifically. You can click on the line created on one of your tracks to create an anchor point. Go ahead and click and drag on anchor points to create changing levels or slopes between different anchor points. This will create fading in and fading out effects. If you get to the end of your song and you don't want to change the volume on all of your tracks, you can go to the menu settings, select Mix, and in that menu, then select Create Volume Fade Out. You can then adjust this new track to adjust all the levels on all your pre-existing tracks. Since our track here is quite short, we do have to do some moving around of the anchor points. Step 10 is going to be to export. Again, in that menu up above, if you're using a Mac, it'll be up here in the top left of the actual window. Select Share. Select Export Song to Disk. Go ahead and title your project and select a location for that project to be exported to. I would just be choosing the baseline GarageBand folder. Select a file type. This shouldn't be too necessary. An MP3 will be fine for most projects, though if you want higher quality, maybe an AIFF file would be suggested. Select the sound quality. Again, what comes on the software is probably going to be best. Just the high audio quality is going to be what you want. But if you need specifics, you can change that. And hit export to that selected file location. Now, this has just been a basic rundown of how to create and export a song in GarageBand. However, with some additional help and a lot of practice, you too can be one of the great producers of our modern time. Thanks for watching.